In this lesson, I'd like to show you how to include a watermark in your Acrobat document. You can use text, or you could use a graphic as a watermark. Watermarks are incorporated into the document and show up on every page of the document. To add a watermark, you'll come up to your Tools pane and choose Edit PDF, and there it is, Watermark. Click the drop-down arrow. I can add a watermark, I can update or edit the watermark, or I could remove the watermark. I'm going to go ahead and choose Add, and it brings up the Add Watermark dialog. Once I create my watermark, I can go ahead and save it for further use. I can come out and pick my page range options, so I'm going to apply the watermark to all pages, but I could pick a set of pages or a page range if I'd like. And then once I have my watermark in place, I can go ahead and preview the watermark in the preview window here. I'll start by typing in some text. Maybe I'll come back and break it right about here. That looks good. I'm going to go ahead and select the text, and I can go ahead and change the font, the size. I can change the alignment. I see my watermark show up on the sample page over here. I'm going to go ahead and change the size of this. I'm going to change it to 48, and I think I'll make it Arial bold as well. And I'd like to also change the color. Let's see, I could work with the alignment here. I think center alignment will work. I'm going to turn this into just a red color if I'd like. Perhaps I'll make it underlined as well. That looks pretty good. I'll come down and I can choose the rotation on this guy. That might be a little too much. Maybe I'll drop this down a little. That looks pretty good. I'll set my opacity so I can see through it a little bit. I'll drop this down. I want to make it apparent, but I don't want it to disrupt the text. And I'll just thumb through my pages to see how this is going to look. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'll scale relative to the document. Right now I'm at 50%. I'm going to go ahead and bump that up a little. You can see it grow over here on the right. Maybe about 75 or so. That looks pretty good. I think I'll come out here and drop this behind the text as well. I have this opacity set pretty high, so you really can't see this, but if it were a different color, it might matter. I'm going to go ahead and just drop this behind the page, and that way the text will show up on top of it. Next, I have appearance options. I'll click on that and see what we have. Now I can show the watermark when printing, and this may or may not be a problem depending upon whether you're using grayscale, black and white, or color. In this case, I don't think it's going to matter. It might be a little light when printing, but I might have to check that on an actual print. Show when displaying on screen. You can have this show when they actually view it on the screen or not. And you can also keep this position and size of the watermark text constant when printing on different page sizes. So if you're going to go ahead and save this and use this on a longer page or a landscape, you might keep that in mind as well. I'm going to keep these settings just the way they are. If I wanted, I could come out and choose a graphic instead of my text. And if I browse, I can choose a graphic. I'm only supported here for PDFs, BMPs, JPEGs, and GIFs, I believe. And this one's a JPEG, so we're in good shape. I'm going to go ahead and click on Open. And it plugs this guy in over here on the right-hand side. Now from here, I can just choose either one. Depending upon the file, it might make a difference whether it's text or the graphic. But I'm going to come up and save this now. I'm going to choose Save Settings, and under the name, I'm going to go ahead and call this Eyes Only. And I'll click OK. Another feature, you could come out and apply this to multiple files. So if there were 100 files that you had to apply this setting to, you wouldn't have to do this over and over again by opening up each file. You could apply to multiple files and select your range of files, or you could even choose a folder or open files and apply them all at once. So I saved my watermark. I'm going to go ahead and apply that now. I'm going to come back and choose Watermark, Add, and I'm going to come into my Saved Settings area, and there's Eyes Only. I'll click on it. I'm going to go ahead and use the graphic for this guy. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and now it's been applied. And if I would like, I could come out to Organize Pages and see how it looks all at once here.